Hey, BassGeek here, and today we're going to teach you how to put a little bit of wobble in your wiggle. Hey, BassGeek, Justice here. Just want to tell you guys that you guys rock. What's up, geeks? That's right, we're going to be talking about the wobble head today. Right now, I'm going to kind of show you all the places you can throw a wobble head, which is everywhere because it's weedless, like super crazy weedless. Now, I'm throwing a football head. I don't have a lot of grass around, so you might want to go with a little different head, but trust me, this thing will come through anything. So I'm out here with my son.
Hi, guys.
And my daughter-in-law, Rebecca. Rebecca caught her first largemouth bass ever?
Ever.
First largemouth bass ever today. Caught it on, and if you guys haven't seen that video, make sure you go out and check it. You guys know one of the things I talk about for suspended bass is a belly-weighted soft jerk bait. Guess what Rebecca caught it on? How many videos do I have? A lot, so go watch them. All right, if you don't know already, we're throwing a little bit of worm right now. It's midday. We got some storms coming, but I'm going to talk to you about the wobble head. All right, guys, let's talk about this for a minute. This thing is incredibly weedless. I love to fish this thing, especially during the summer, but you can fish it any time of year. It's not just a dog day bait to be fished with, and you can do so much with it. It is incredible, and there's such a good variety of heads out there that you can really fish anything from swim baits to worms. I mean, anything you can imagine putting on a hook, you can fish on a wobble head. And this is my favorite. Let me show you why. The reason this is my favorite wobble head is this little convenience right here. So this actually clips on. So you've got a great range of movement, but all you have to do is come and turn that hook sideways and it comes right off. It's literally that easy. So when you're putting it on, you want to make sure you do it the correct way first. Hook will be up. And the key to it is to twist it under just like that. The hook's up, and you can then size this to anything you want. So again, the great thing is you can put any hook size you want on this head. And if you've got questions about the clasp, guys, that thing is heavy. I have caught 4s and 5s on this without bending it out. Now, eventually it will break if you bend it. That's the key. Try not to bend it when you're putting your hook on. But for the most part, these things are solid. All right, let me tell you about my setup, rod, reel, and line. But first I want to tell you, since I haven't told you yet, what that wobble head actually is. That's actually a Strike King tungsten. That's actually a 3/4 ounce. I like the tungsten because, as you can see, it's smaller and it transmits, because it's so much harder than lead, it transmits up the line. Now when it comes to line, you guys guessed it, this is 15 to 17 pound K9 100% fluorocarbon, so Pro 100. The reel, you guys seen this reel last year. This is my Helios SX. It's a great reel from Akuma, and of course my Akuma Tournament Concepts. This is a flipping and jig rod. It's, I believe, 7'6". Yeah, 7'6". This is a heavy action, but it's got plenty of tip on it. You can cast anything, as you can see, from 1/4 to 1.5 ounces. So this is a beast of a combo. So the great thing about a wobble head is you can cast it in places like this, where it's all brush, blow downs. It'll come through all that. Or you can fish it in places like this. Now the football head version is great around rock and wood. So that is something that you want to think about. Now there's a little bit of grass out here, and the thing about the grass out in a little bit deeper, the football head will come through it as long as it's sparse grass, you're just fine. But if it's a lot of grass that you're bringing it through, you probably want to find a wobble head that's got a little more point to it, and it will come through grass too. Now as far as retrieve goes, the biggest thing, you just want to keep in contact with the bottom most of the time. That might have been grass. You want to keep in contact with the bottom. As you can tell, you know, I've literally beaten the paint off of that. You can see the paint on the top. So you want to keep in contact with the bottom. You know, I just told my son a minute ago, it's really like a Texas rig meets a Carolina rig meets a jig. So if all those got together and had a baby, the wobble head is what you'd get. Now there are times when you're going to just cast it out and reel it slowly back. That's my favorite. Real slow, stop and go. And there's times when you're going to sweep it like a Carolina rig. So you're going to move your rod to the side, take up slack, and move the rod back to the side, dragging it across the bottom. Both of those will work. The other thing you can do, you can swim it. So you can actually put this on, say, a swim bait, and it works great. It gives the bait a lot more freedom, a lot more action. Something that I like to do during the spring is actually putting a swim bait. I like to make sure I get one that's going to float, and I make sure I put a small hook on it, something that's not going to weigh it down. But then it looks like it's feeding as you go to the bottom. You drag it a little, it'll line out, and then it'll float back up. So if you're around, say, bed and smallmouth, they don't like a fish to swim through their bed that looks like it's eating their eggs. So guys, make sure you try a wobble head. I'm telling you, this is the best. It's so versatile. You can do so much with it. As a matter of fact, think about putting a ribbon tail worm, a big 10-inch this time of year. If you like the Carolina rig one, put this on there. When you drag it through, you're cranking it. Just think about the action of that tail down on the bottom. It's awesome. Let me tell you, don't be afraid to think outside the box when it comes to the wobble head. You can do so much with it. Straight tail worms. If it's a soft plastic, man, you can put it on it. So make sure you're giving the wobble head a try, especially this time of year. I love it in the summer heat. So geeks, tell me, what's your favorite soft plastic to put on the back? Hey, tell me if you've ever fished a wobble head before, and if you haven't, I'm telling you, you're missing out. You really got to pick some of these up. Give it a try. Links to everything will be down in the description. Guys, you know the best way to support the channel is make sure you are watching the videos. Every Sunday and Wednesday, new ones come out, and we try to shove some shorts in there in between. I think I generally do them on, say, Tuesday and Fridays. So 4 videos a week, guys. I know that might be a lot, but the long play videos, man, make sure you're keeping up with those. That's where I get the real in-depth tips at. But as always, questions and comments in the comment section below. You guys know I love to talk about fishing with you, and man, I can talk about a wobble head until the cows come home. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you guys ring that bell so you get those notifications. Like I said, watching is the best way to support the channel. And as always, you guys rock.